You have tested positive for COVID-19. 6 words that I don't think any of us want to hear. If someone were to tell you that, how would you feel? What would you think about? Would you think about the times that you stepped out of your house without a mask? Would you think about all the people that you've came in contact with? I know I would. COVID-19, as of Monday, July 13th, according to the Center of Disease Control, 14,922 cases of confirmed cases in San Bernardino County alone. 269 deaths. 271,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in California, and 6,366 deaths. 2.99 million confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the US and 132,000 deaths. What does that information show us? Well, not only does it show us that it is pretty serious, it also shows us that COVID-19 is very prevalent in our environment today, and that it does exist. COVID-19 can kill people. Globally, about 3.4% of reported COVID-19 cases have died. By comparison to the seasonal flu, generally kills far fewer than 1% of those infected. This statistic shows that COVID-19 is more serious than the flu. Johns Hopkins Hospital states that as of yesterday, July 14th, 2020, 136,440 people have died from COVID-19, and it is only increasing. COVID-19 not only has killed so many people, but is taking over our ICUs and making them overcapacitated. The Washington Post states that there are different types of ICUs, for example, cardiac, trauma, etc. They are now implementing a whole new section just for COVID-19 patients. What does this mean? Well, while our ICUs are filling up by the minute and people are becoming severely ill, other people that are ill, such as maybe people who are having a heart attack or people that have been diagnosed with cancer, other people that are severely ill are not able to get into our ICUs anymore because of how overcapacitated they are. COVID-19 has had an impact on everyone. However, it has affected our elderly a little bit more than most. Information from the CDC confirms that as you get older, your risk for severe illnesses from COVID-19 increases. For example, people in their 50s are at a higher risk for severe illness than people in their 40s. Similarly, people in their 60s or 70s are in a general higher risk for severe illness than people in their 50s. The greatest risk for severe illness from COVID-19 is among those of age 85 and older. So think about this next time you step out without your mask. Our elderly are even more at risk than others. So not only will people die from when the ICU is overrun, but people will also die, the people who will also pass are the ones that are older, the most vulnerable. Wearing a mask could prevent the spread. If at least 80% of us wore a mask, the numbers of death would decrease. We are not defenseless against COVID-19, said CDC Director Dr. Robert R. Redfield. Cloth face coverings are one of the most powerful weapons we have to slow and stop the spread. This right here should tell us something. This tells us that something as little as a mask, wearing your mask out when you're going grocery shopping, can help save a life. So, when do we wear these masks? Do we just wear it when we're grocery shopping? No, we wear it when we're getting gas, when we're picking up food, when, you're out in public, when you cannot be 6 feet away from somebody. This is the time to wear your mask. And every one of us should be wearing it to help stop this spread. If there are 10 people in a room and 2 people are wearing a mask, those 8 people are putting themselves at higher risk. If everybody wears a mask, those 2 people that aren't wearing a mask are putting themselves at the higher risk, not only for themselves, but everybody in that room. So, wearing a mask potentially can help save a life. For example, Japan's death rate is at a 2% of America's death rate. Because Japan is still fully operating, opened, and practicing social distancing as well as wearing their masks, the infection of getting the virus is low. ICU beds don't fill up as much, and sick people aren't dying. U.S. deaths are at 76,032 total deaths in the U.S. alone. So what does that mean? That means that Japan is still fully operating while socially distancing themselves. So they are wearing their masks, they're staying 6 feet apart, they're doing their part, and their numbers are decreasing. Some of you may complain about wearing a mask. Oh, it's irritating. Oh, it's too hot. Oh, I'm breathing in my own CO2. That can't be good. Well, let me just put it into perspective for you. Our surgeons wear masks while operating for hours and hours and hours on end. So when you think of our surgeons wearing masks, you think of your maybe 45 an hour grocery trip. And it seems very minimal at that point. Seems like, you know what, let's just put the mask on. It's only 45 minutes while our surgeons are doing hours and hours back-to-back surgeries with this mask. Wearing a mask can save somebody's life, and it all starts with us. I pledge that every time I walk out of my front door, I will be wearing a mask, because I care about my neighbors, my friends, my family, and even those that I may not know. So do the right thing and wear your mask, because you may save a life.